Ray Garrity with his mother going to participate in the Long Walk, an annual walk organized by the new ruling military after a devastating war destroyed the economy. 50 boys will participate from each state in the walk, and if they fall below a certain speed and try to leave, they will be shot. The whole event will be broadcast to the public. The last one remaining will be granted a huge cash prize and a wish. Among the boys, Ray was chosen from a lottery system and received a letter from the military. Her mother is getting tense and doesn't want her son to participate. But Ray calms her down and promises her that he will come back. After leaving his mother, he joins the other participants, where he meets a participant named Pete. They become quick friends. He tries to talk with a boy, Stebbins, but he does not seem interested. They then meet Hank, who is a bit talkative. A participant named Art also introduced himself. Then the mastermind behind the walk, the Major, makes his entrance. He calls everyone with their designated number, and the soldiers give them their medal tag. After that, he addresses the crowd. He says that after the Great War, their country still suffers from economic hardship. But the annual Long Walk inspires patriotism and a work ethic among the citizens. He feels that the real problem of this country is laziness. They will broadcast the whole event throughout the country to increase people's motivation to work. And they will be the #1 country again. He explains that they must walk at a speed of 3 miles, and if they go below, they will get a warning. The warnings will disappear after 3 hours. After 3 warnings, they will be shot. And if they step onto the curb and try to flee, they will be shot without warning. There is no finish line. The last one remaining will be the winner. The soldiers give participants a watch to keep track of their speed. The Major started the race with a gunshot and inspired them that anyone can win this race. They are all stars to walk with military vehicles and armed soldiers guarding them. Cameras are broadcasting their walk to the whole nation. Ray wonders why there are no spectators. Gary, a participant, says majors only allow spectators at the very last. At first, only locals can be present beside the road. Art, Ray, Peter, and Hank soon create a friend group among themselves. Suddenly, Gary stopped to tie his shoe. He gets warnings and soldiers point guns, but at the last moment, he gets up and starts to run. While walking, they ask each other what they are going to do with the money. But Ray isn't interested in money. He says that participating in the race voluntarily. Yet everyone puts their name, as they are very desperate. People with a lot of money don't bring anything good. Peter says he will do good things with the money after he wins the race. A participant named Harkness comes beside them, who has been seen noting everyone's name. He says he will write a book about the Long Walk after winning, which will make him rich. The youngest of the participants, Curly, gets cramps and slows down. The soldiers warn him. Ray goes to help him. He inspired him to keep walking, he can do it. He walks for a few minutes, but sits down on the road as the pain is too much. Others scream at him to get up, but he is unable to do so and gets shot. The participants are a bit shaken by the first elimination. In a few miles, the Major again addresses them and tells them to shout on Curly's name, as he is the first martyr. Ray asks for water from a soldier. After taking the water, he touched the soldier's gun. Peter gets surprised, and Ray replies that he just wanted to feel it. One participant has a seizure and falls on the road. Gary laughs at him, which angers Peter. The participant gets shot behind them. The walk goes on for more than 3 hours. They are all talking when Ray asks Peter about his scars. But Peter says it's better to walk in silence. Hank is also getting cramps in his leg. Others tell him just to try to push himself. The cramps will go away soon. He manages to walk with pain. His food falls on the ground, and he is unable to pick it up. He says it was his last as he was allergic to the other food. Ray gives him his food. Gary starts to talk with a boy named Rank. He starts to bully him about his mom. The boy tries to swing at him and misses. Collie curses him for his behavior, but he still keeps bullying the boy. When he again tries to punch him, he falls to the ground, injuring himself. He is unable to get up and is eliminated. This enraged others towards Gary. He also gets pretty shaken by the whole incident. He curses others to calm himself. One guy's stomach is in pretty bad shape, and he stops to take a shit in the road. But for slowing down, he gets shot after 3 warnings. Night is falling, and Major is addressing them to prepare them for the night. Ray is looking at the Major with hatred, which is noticed by Peter. At night, Ray is dreaming about his mother and getting slow. When Peter wakes him up, he is a bit sleepy and falls on the ground, prompting him to get his final warning. Peter tells him not to worry. After 3 hours it will be gone. But he is pretty tense and screams at him, telling him to shut up. He says like everyone else, he also wants him dead, and goes ahead. He then notices the road is about to go uphill. Stebbins tells him that he will be eliminated here. As the uphill starts, many people start to get eliminated. Many are getting shot, which is spooking others. Harkness, among the chaos, twists his ankle, but he still manages to keep walking. The soldiers are pointing their guns at Ray and Gary from a distance, telling him it's his last day. Ray is getting tense and about to slow down when Peter grabs him. He starts to walk with him and inspires him that he can do this. He throws some water on him as advised by Peter. Together, they are able to survive the uphill. He apologizes for his earlier behavior, but Peter says it's not a problem. The next morning, they talk to each other to keep them awake. Peter asks him if he thinks he can win this. Ray says he has to win this. Peter thinks he doesn't have a chance after last night's massacre. The walk goes on, and Peter checks on Hank, who has got worse after last night. Harkness is able to survive the night with a broken ankle, but he can't go on anymore and falls on the road. He gets eliminated, which angers Ray. Stebbins says he can't win this if he is so emotional, but Peter shuts him up. They have all completed 100 miles and come to a small town. A boy tries to run into a shop, but gets shot immediately. The participants are getting pretty jumpy. While walking, they ask each other what they are going to wish for after winning. Art says he will wish for going to the man. Hank says he will wish for 10 naked ladies. Others pull his leg for this. Peter says he had a wish earlier, but now he has changed his wish. He will wish for that there will be 2 winners in the long walk, so someone can finish it with their friend. Ray absolutely loves the idea, but Hank says they may not grant him this wish, as it changes the rules of the game. But he says there is no harm in trying. When they ask Ray what his wish will be, he decides not to say, as he doesn't want to jinx it. Other pressures him to say, as they may be there the last time talking. He just reveals he wants to change things internally, if possible, end the long walk completely. Hank again says he can't wish for things that enact changes in the state's policy, but he will just try it anyway. He will be happy with small changes. Gary tries to talk, but Peter shuts him up, calling him a killer. Peter likes the idea and says he is right. He curses the long walk and Major. Others join in with him, and they march, cursing the long walk. One turns on the music. The night falls, and Peter and Ray are shoulder to shoulder, letting each other take some rest. The next morning, while walking, Ray starts feeling sleepy, so he takes out a ball to play with Peter. Art stops to take a shit on the road, promoting getting a warning from the soldiers. So he gets up and starts to walk without wiping. He goes to Peter and Ray. He says he can't go with shit in a day, unlike those who shit only once a week. Peter says he needs to walk a certain distance because he smells bad. After he leaves, Peter asks Ray, now that they are alone, if he can reveal his wish to him. He then says his father used to teach him band material. But one day military with the Major Burger came into their house. They take them outside, and Major orders his father to pledge his allegiance to the state and set an example for his son, or he will deactivate. But he stands up and says he will not. He tells his son never forget who you are before getting shot. He says he will wish for the gun and shots the Major to complete his revenge. Peter says it is not easy to kill someone. He killed deer and knows how hard it is. So killing a man will be harder. Ray says there is a man who can kill easily. He says those who can't see the beauty in this world. The trees, skies, and this moment, their friendship. Ray says it's beautiful, but won't change the fact that he's going to shoot him. Peter asks if his mom knows about it. He gets angry and says keep her out of it. Peter says that if he kills him, they are going to shoot him. He says he doesn't know that. He will be the winner, and that is uncharted territory. So who knows what happens? He tries to explain and says there will always be something to be grateful for. A participant is bleeding from his leg. Climbs onto the tank, but the soldier pushes him, and he falls on the road as the tank goes over his leg. After a few minutes, he is eliminated. One guy runs ahead, takes out his clothes, and goes off the road and gets shot. The night falls. Stebbins comes to Ray and asks if he is tired. He says yes, but Stebbins says he is not exhausted like Hank. He thinks he is going to give up soon. Ray goes to Hank and tries to help him, but he stops and goes towards the tank. He tries to take the gun, but is shot. He tries to get up, but with 3 warnings, he again gets hot, but the soldiers don't finish him. Art rushed towards him despite others telling him not to. Stebbins says they will let him bleed to death as a warning not to try to attack them. Art goes to him and embraces him, but Ray also runs towards them. He grabs Art and takes him away before he runs out of warning. Hank calls for them. Ray, taking Art, says he's already dead. Day 4 next morning. The walk is still going with 6 remaining. Coley tells others that Hank is the only one who is married. He told a few of them in the drop-off. They decide to make a pact that whoever wins will do something for his widow. They all agree, and Peter asks Stebbins if he is in. He says yes, but he is looking a bit sick. He says he hasn't been sick for 18 years. But now, in the most important time, he is sick. Gary is getting tense and goes towards Ray. He asks him why they didn't ask him to join. He says he also wants to be part of the pact. Ray says he is. He is feeling guilty over Rank's death caused by him. He says he didn't want that. He is seeing it in his head over and over again. Ray, comforting him, says that it's okay now that they are friends. When Peter talks, he gets agitated and screams at him that he didn't mean to kill him. Ray calms him and goes to talk with Peter. But this makes Gary more tense, and he goes ahead. He suddenly stops and cuts his throat in front of them. They go past him as he is lying down on the street. Others are horrified by this action as the soldiers finish him off. The night falls, they cheer each other start to walk while dancing. The next morning, they come near Ray's hometown. His shoe sole comes out, and others tell him to walk barefoot. He does so. Inside the town, her other is waiting for him and is very happy to see him alive. At first, he just waved his hands at her. But soon he runs towards her and tries to hug her, but her mother tells him to get back as he is about to step on the curb. Peter comes to him and tries to take him away as the soldier points a gun at him. He forced him to walk again, and his mom screams, "It's okay, it's fine." He tells him not to do it in front of his mother. Others are also angry with his stunt. He says he is doing the same thing, just like his father leaving his mom. Peter says he has just been walking for 5 days. He has been walking his whole life. Both of his parents died in the Great War. His drunk uncle took him in, who used to beat him. After he died, he met with other people like him. He used to fight with everyone, until he takes a fight with the wrong guy, who cuts him and he shows his wounds. He left him to die, but he woke up in the hospital. He wasn't upset as he felt it was his fault. He always chose darkness in his life, fighting and stealing. So decides to find light, and in this race, he finds a brother like him. Stebbins tells others that they should make a pact that, from now on, they are on their own. Nobody saves no one. Peter gets angry, but Ray says he's right. He can't keep saving him. Art also agrees when they notice he is bleeding from the nose. They ask Coley if he is in, but he runs towards a soldier and takes his gun. He shot him down, so another soldier shot him. They're letting him bleed out, so he shoots himself in the throat. The night is about to fall, but Art can carry on no more. He is too sick from the nosebleed. Others help him, but he says he is going home. Is the finish line for him. He asks them not to watch when they shoot. He then goes and stands still, and the soldiers take him out. At night, the major lectures to them. They scream at him to shut up. He replies that it's the spirit. Stebbins and Ray get a warning for slowing down. Ray asks what happens if they stop at the same time. Stebbins replies that they will measure it scientifically. He asks how he knows so much about the long walk. He says he read it as all of this on the record. Peter tells him to say something. They are at the end. Stebbins then reveals that the Major is actually his father. He is among the many illegitimate sons the Major has, and if he wins, he would wish for accepted as his son. But he feels it's not possible anymore. He tells them to keep walking, as soon there will be a crowd when there are 2 participants. They will be there to watch the final kill done by the Major. He says he is glad that one of them will make it. It's an honor to walk with you. He then stops and gets eliminated. 2 of them carry, and soon crowd comes to cheer them. They are walking through the cheering crowd when Peter stops and says it's the end line for him. He deserved to win. But Ray forces him to get up and says he doesn't need to do this. He tells him to walk with him few more minutes. He says he deserves to win and then stops walking. The soldiers shoot him. He runs to him and crying, why would he do that? The soldiers take him away. The Major points gun at him and congratulate him for, and then shoots. As the crowd cheered, the Major congratulated him for winning the competition. He sees the fireworks in the sky and on the ground, Ray lying dead. Major asks for his wish. He then asks for the gun. Major orders the soldiers to give him. After taking its points at the Major, other soldiers point at him, but the Major tells them to stand down. He then tells him that everything will be forgotten if he just takes the gun down. He is the winner. He should celebrate the huge cash prize waiting for him. But he shoots him and takes him down. He then turns to a now empty and silent street and continues walking. So this is the recap of the movie The Long Walk 2025. If you like our content, like, share, and subscribe. Keep watching our other videos as well.